Hi, my name is Paige, and today on HCI's Fighting Malnutrition and Cancer series, we are going to be talking about two common symptoms that you may experience throughout your treatment, which are constipation and diarrhea. You may be thinking to yourself that these two symptoms are complete opposites of each other. However, they are both gastrointestinal side effects of cancer treatments and other medications that you may be taking as you're going throughout the treatment. So it's super important to understand how to manage them both in case you end up experiencing them throughout your treatment.
All right, let's get started. I will give you some tips on how to manage diarrhea and some tips on how to manage constipation, and we will also make a quick recipe that will help to manage both constipation and diarrhea. My first tip for managing diarrhea is to stay hydrated. Aim to drink 8 to 10 8-ounce glasses of water each day, and additionally, you might want to add electrolyte drinks such as Gatorade, Powerade, Pedialyte, and Liquid IV. This is important because you will be losing fluid and electrolytes in the stool if you are experiencing diarrhea.
You may be asking yourself what foods you should be eating when you're experiencing diarrhea. You want to focus on easy to digest foods such as bananas, rice, applesauce, and toast. These types of foods will really just help to calm down your stomach. You can also think about adding in some soluble fiber, which can help to bulk up the stool. Some good sources of soluble fiber are fruit, oats, and barley. And then lastly, just avoid high fat foods during this time. These can cause worsening stomach upset and worsen your diarrhea. So you want to avoid high fat foods if you can while you're experiencing diarrhea.
Lastly, focus on eating small, frequent meals throughout the day. I know it can be hard to eat when you have symptoms of diarrhea, but this will help to make sure you are getting enough food each day. For our recipe today, we will make a peanut butter banana oatmeal. This recipe is great if you're experiencing diarrhea or constipation because the oats have fiber. This can help to soak up extra water in the stool and diarrhea and help get things moving along with constipation.
We'll start by making the oats. First, we'll add the milk to the oats, and then we're going to cook the oats in the microwave. This is going to be your quickest option. You can always cook it on the stove if you have more time.
Our oats are all cooked, so now it's time to add our toppings. I'll start by adding in a half a teaspoon of vanilla, and once I have that in, then I'm going to take my pre-measured out peanut butter and I'm going to stir it in until it melts in with the oatmeal. I'll add the banana in next, and I'm just going to layer it on top of the oatmeal and make a nice design. It's now time for the final touches. So I am going to add the cinnamon first, and I have all pre-measured out, so I'm just going to sprinkle it over. And the last thing there is to do is to add the honey, and I'll just drizzle it over the top of my oatmeal, and it's time to enjoy. This is our final product. I hope you enjoy your oatmeal. Now I'm going to move on and talk about how to manage constipation.
When it comes to constipation, you will first want to recognize when it is happening. If you go 3 or more days without a bowel movement, please reach out to your healthcare provider. They can work with you to figure out the cause and also provide you with some medications if necessary. And similar to diarrhea, it is important to stay hydrated because dehydration can lead to constipation or make it worse. Remember to drink 8 to 10 glasses of water each day. Try to eat more fiber if you're experiencing constipation. Fiber helps to keep the gut healthy and move things along. Some good sources of fiber are fruits, vegetables, whole grains, nuts, and seeds. It is recommended by the Institute of Medicine that women eat at least 25 grams of fiber each day and men eat at least 38 grams of fiber daily. However, you don't want to increase fiber intake too quickly because this can cause more stomach upset. Instead, increase fiber slowly. Add 1 to 2 new fiber foods each day until you reach the recommendation. Getting enough fiber in your diet might seem intimidating at first, but it doesn't have to be. Here is a sample meal plan that contains 25 grams of fiber. To add even more fiber to your diet, you can add things such as chia seeds, nuts, berries, vegetables, and whole grains to your meals. And remember that this meal plan serves as a starting point. You can always add or take away from this to meet your specific needs and palate. That's all the tips that I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure to catch us next time on HCI's Fighting Malnutrition and Cancer series. For additional information, be sure to check out these resources below.